Hello guys, and welcome to this new Tableau tutorial. In this video, I'm going to create the following dashboard, which is about UEFA Champions League. As you can see, we are going to create different charts. I'm going to start from a map for total titles by country. I'm going to create horizontal bar charts for all-time winners ranking and top 10 players by goals. We're going to create two butterfly charts for top clubs by played games and by scored goals. We have also two text sheets, and finally we are going to create two radial bar charts for top 10 players by total appearances and top 10 coaches by total appearances. But before start working with Tableau, let's first explore our dataset. So here we have our dataset, and you can find the link to this dataset in the description. You can also find the different links of the CSV file that we are going to use in our dashboard. So as you can see here, we have this data includes statistics up to the group stage of 21-22 season. So here we have the context, but also we have that this data set doesn't have any information about the European Cup competition from 1950 to 1992, and it starts from 92-93 season. So basically we have data from 92-93 season up to the group stage of 21-22 season. Here we have the content. So this data contains each club's participation record in the competition, each country's club competition records in the competition, top player appearances by club, top player appearances total games, top goal scored by club, top goal scorer totals. We have also top coach appearances by club, top coach appearances total games, top goal scorer of each season in the competition with the number of appearances, and the number of goals scored per round per group in each season. Here we have our files. So the first one is all-time ranking by club. As you can see here, we have position, we have the club, the country participated, the titles, so number of times won the competition. Next we have played, so number of games played in competition. We have number of games won, number of games drawn, lost, and goals scored. We have also other columns, which are goals against, points, and goal difference. For the second one, we have all-time ranking by country. Same thing in here, we have 12 columns, so same thing, country participated, titles played, win, draw and loss, goals for, goals against, points, goal difference. Then we have coaches appearances details. Here we have only 4 columns. We have the coach, the club, and the total appearances. Here same thing, we have only the total. So we have only the coach and the number of times coached in competition. Next we have goal stats per group round. So here we have 17 columns. So you can see here we have the season, the goals, and here we have the different groups, right? Until the final. So semi-final, quarter-final, round of 16, and here we have the different groups. The next file is about player appearance details. So same thing in here, we have only 4 columns, the player, the club, and total appearances. The next one is the total. So here we don't have the clubs, we have only the player and the total number of appearances in competition. Here same thing, player goal details. We have 4 columns. So we have the player, the club, and total goals. Here we have the total, so without the club. And the last one is top goal scorer. As you can see here, this file is about top goal scorer for each season in the competition with number of appearances. Same thing, we have 6 columns. So we have the year, the player, the club, the goals, and the appearances. So now let's start creating our different sheets. So the first file that we are going to use is all-time ranking by club.csv. As you can see here, we have 13 fields and 530 rows. For position, it is a number. The club, it is a string. Country, we have countries. Participated, same thing, numbers, and all of them are numbers. So you click on sheet 1. So the first thing that we are going to do is to format our workbook. So right click, format. For the shading, we are going to use the following color. So it it has the following code. So we have 000431. Okay, we click on format workbook. For the grid lines, we put them off, 0 lines off. Worksheets, we put them in 8 in the following color. Same thing, we have the code which is D7DCEC, right? Okay, same thing for the titles, put them in 12 bold and in the same color. Just for the worksheets, we put them in bold also. Okay, and now I'm going to create our map for the total titles by country. So double click on country, we click on automatic, we select map, we go to map, we click background maps, we select dark. We have 5 unknown. So for the first one, it is United Kingdom. Here we have Portugal. And for the remaining, Tableau does not recognize these countries. So click on OK. Right click, hide indicator. So drag and drop titles into the color. And we press Ctrl key, we drag and drop it to the filters. And we select the sum from 1 up to the maximum. Apply. OK. So press Ctrl key, we drag and drop country into the label. And for the colors, so I'm going to edit the colors. For the maximum, we're going to put the following code 000431. OK. Apply. OK. So like that, we get our map for total titles by country. As you can see here, Spain has the highest value with 19. Then we have Italy with 12. Then United Kingdom or England with 14. Then we have Germany 8, Netherlands 6, Portugal 4, and the remaining have only 1 title. So double click on the title, put it in the center, apply OK. Right click, format, and we add our border in our color, which has the following code. OK. So we can hide the card. And like that, we get our final map. Next, we are going to use the same file in order to create our horizontal bar chart for all-time winners ranking. So we duplicate this one, we remove everything. So we name it all-time winners ranking. Okay. So drag and drop club into the rows, title into the columns, and we select automatic, we sort. So press Ctrl key, we drag and drop the sum into the filters, sum, next starting from 1, apply. OK. For the color, we are going to select our color, and now we are going to format our sheet. So right click, hide field labels. So right click, we remove the header, we press Ctrl key, we drag and drop the sum into the label. So click on label, put it in black, and it will be in the center. Right click, format. So I'm going to add our borders in the same color. So like that, we get our horizontal bar chart for all-time winners ranking. And as you can see here, we have the first one, which is Real Madrid with 14 titles. Next, we are going to create the 2 butterfly charts using the same CSV file. So close this one, right click, duplicate. The first one will be top clubs by scored. goals. So we said at least 300. Okay, so remove everything. We're going to create calculated field, name it 0 axis, and it will have 0. Apply. Okay, so drag and drop goals against the columns, then goals 4 on the right, the 0 axis in between them, club into the rows, and goals 4 we said at least 300. Next, going to select 300. Apply. Okay, so we select the entire view, double click on goals against, we select reversed, and we're going to sort that using goals 4. On 0 axis we click on automatic and we select text. So press Ctrl key, we drag and drop club into text. Right click on this axis, we remove the header. Double click, so tick marks none. And for the title we put club. Now for the colors, on the left we keep the same color. For goals 4 we are going to select the following color. So it has the following code: 7C9ED0. Okay, we can also, for the 0 axis, we can drag and drop the goal difference into the detail, and here on all, for the tooltip we can remove the 0 axis. Okay, so as you can see here we have the club, the goal difference, goals 4 and goals against. Now we click on goals against, we press Ctrl key, we drag and drop the sum of goals against into the label. For the label we're going to put them, so click on automatic, and for the color we're going to select our color. Same thing for goals 4, we press Ctrl key, we drag and drop sum of goals 4 into the label, and it will have the same color. Okay, now I'm going just to format goals against, so click format. For the numbers we select number custom and we select 2 0 decimal places. Okay, so like that we have our first butterfly chart. Now I'm going to create the second one, which is about top clubs by played games. So we duplicate this one and we have said top clubs by played games, at least 200. Okay, now I'm going to remove everything. So drag and drop win into the columns, loss into the columns on the left, 0 axis between the two, club into the rows, and we have said at least 200. So played into the filters, sum, next, and we have said at least 200. Apply. Okay, so we're going to sort that by the wins. Double click on loss and we click on reversed. Double click on the axis, tick marks none, and for the title it will be the club. Same thing for loss, the color it will be the following color with the following code. Okay, for 0 axis we select text, we press Ctrl key, we drag and drop the club into the text. Same thing for the loss, we press Ctrl key, we drag and drop the total into the label, and same thing for the win. So one thing that we can do is that we click on all. So drag and drop plate into the detail and draw into the detail. So we select tooltip and here tooltip. We click on tooltip. So remove the two and we add the draw and also the total game. So here we say draw, right, and here we say plate. So put everything black, bold, okay. So like that we get total games played, draw, and we have also the club. Next we are going to create another horizontal bar chart for top 10 players by goals. So right click, duplicate, we say top 10 players by goals. Okay, we remove everything. But here we are going to use another file which is player goal total. So click on data, new data source, and here we have our file. Okay, but as you can see here, if we check the original file and this file, I changed the name Ronaldo to Cristiano Ronaldo to get the right chart. So we go to our sheet which is top 10 players by goals. We drag and drop player into the rows, goals into the columns. We press Ctrl key, we drag and drop player into the filters, and we select top 10 by sum of goals. Apply, OK. So we can select standard, and for the color we select the following color with the following code. OK, we can sort that. We press Ctrl key, we drag and drop the sum of goals into the label. We click on label, put it in the center, and the color it will be black. We right click and we remove the header. Next we are going to import another file which is top goal scorer, and we are going to create two text sheets. One is top goal scorer in one season, and the second one is most appearances in one season. So duplicate this one and we name it top goal scorer in one season. Okay, so remove everything. We click on data, new data source, and here we get our file. Okay, so as you can see here, goals and appearances are selected as string. So what we are going to do is that we click in here, we select split, so we get our goals in here, right? Same thing for appearances, split, and same thing in here, we get one text and one number. So here we are going to hide it, we don't need that one. Same thing for this one, don't need this one. And for goals, hide. We change the name, so rename, we say total goals. Same thing in here, rename total. Okay, so we change total goals into number whole, right? We drag and drop total goals into the filters, and we select the maximum value, which is 17. Apply. Okay, we drag and drop the player into the text, we select the entire view, and total goals into the text. We have 17. So double click, we copy, go to text, and we add our line. Select everything in the center, put them in 10, apply, OK. And here we have top goal scorer in one season, we have Cristiano Ronaldo with 17 goals. One thing that we can do is that we can drag and drop the year into the detail and the club into the detail. We click on tooltip, so remove this one, remove everything, insert, we add the club, we add the year, so put it in black, okay, and here we have the club, which is Real Madrid in 2013 and 2014 season. We can also modify the div. For example, we can add here club and here season. Okay, so like that we have all the details. Duplicate this one. Again, I want to use the same file. And now for total appearances, filter, select the maximum, apply, okay. We drag and drop the player into the text and the total into the text. So we change the title, we name it most appearances in one season, we copy, okay, text, and we add it in here in the center, put it in 10, apply, okay. So same thing, we can add the club into the detail and also the season. Click on tooltip, so the club, we add the club, and the season we add the year. Okay, so same thing, we have Real Madrid and we have 1999 and 2000. So this is about text sheets. Next we are going to create the two radial bar charts. So duplicate this one. We start by top 10 coaches by total appearances, right? So we remove everything. And we click on data, new data source. And here we have our new file, which is coaches appearances details. Okay, so click on the file, open, and we add radial bar chart values. Same thing, you can find the link to download this file in description. And this file contains two values that we are going to use in order to create our radial bar chart. So create join calculation, one, apply, okay. Same thing in here, one, apply, okay. So as you can see here, for each row we have one value for 0 and one for 270. Okay, so go to our worksheet and we start by creating our path. So we click on value, create, pins, we name it path. So we start from 0 to 270 and the size it will be 1. Okay, next name it my index, it will be index -1, apply, okay. Next we'll have my total, right, which will be window max the sum of appearances, right, apply, okay. Next we'll have my rank and it will be rank unique of my total in the ascending order, apply, okay. Next to duplicate my total and we rename it to my total max, create new calculated field, we name it percentage, which will be my total divided by my total max, apply, okay. create calculated field, name it X, and it will be the cosine in radians of my index multiplied by the percentage multiplied by my rank. We select everything, we copy, apply, OK, create calculated field Y, and it will be the sign. So you can find in the description the link to the tutorial where I explained in detail the different calculated fields that we need in our radial bar chart. So apply, OK. Now drag and drop X into the rows, Y into the columns, path into detail. We click automatic and we select line. The path we convert it to the path, and coach into the color. So here we have set the top 10. So drag and drop coach to the filters, top by field, and top 10 by sum of appearances. Apply, OK. So edit table calculations. For my index, it will be along the path. My total, same thing. My total max along the path and coach, and for my rank along the coach. We do the same thing for the Y. So my rank for different coaches, my total max both coach and path, for my total along the path, and same thing my index along the path. So we hide the cart, hide header, and for the color, edit colors, we press Ctrl key, we select everything, we double click on the last one, and we select our color. So we have D7, DC, EC. OK, apply, OK, and we can increase the size a little bit. We can select standard. So press Ctrl key, we drag and drop coach into the label. Same thing, we drag and drop the sum of appearances into the label. Click on label, line ends. We don't want them at the end, so it will be on the left. And for the color, we select our color, right? We click on text, and we put them like this. Apply, OK. So here we have top 10 coaches by total appearances. Now I'm going to create the second radial bar chart where we are going to follow exactly the same steps using the other file, which is players appearances details. So duplicate here top 10 players, and we remove the 2. OK, so we remove everything. Data, new data source. So here we have our file, which is player appearances details. We open, drag and drop the second file. Okay, so go to our worksheet, and we are going to create exactly the same fields as the previous one. So click on value, create bins, we name it path, the size which will be 1. OK, so my index, it will be index -1. Apply, OK. Next we have my total, which will be window max of the sum of the appearances. Apply, okay. Next we have my rank unique of my total. Same thing, send in order, apply, okay. Duplicate this one, rename, it will be my total max, okay, and we create our percentage, which will be my total divided by my total max. Apply, okay. So create calculated field, we name it X. Same thing in the radians of my index multiplied by percentage, everything multiplied by my rank. Apply, okay, and we create Y, which will be exactly the same one using the sign. Okay, apply, okay. Drag and drop X into the rows, Y into the columns, path into detail, here the player into the color, and for the path convert it to path, and for the player it will be the top 10 by total appearances. Apply, okay. So hide the card, and now edit table calculations for my index along the path, my total max, and finally we have my rank. Do the same thing for Y. So my rank for the players, my total max along both player and path, my total along the path, and my index along the path. Okay, same thing for the color, edit color, we press Ctrl key, we select everything, double click, and we use the same code. Okay, apply, okay, right click, remove the header, right click, remove the header, press Ctrl key, we drag and drop player into the label, and same thing, we drag and drop total appearances into the label. Click, text, apply, okay. And like that we get our final radial bar chart for top 10 players by total appearances. So now let's create our dashboard. So we click on New Dashboard. For the size we are going to put 2000, 1050. Click on Dashboard Format. For the shading we are going to select the following color with the following code. Okay. Now I'm going to drag and drop the different sheets. So start from the map. Next we have the butterfly charts, and put it in here. All right. Next we have top 10 players in here, top 10 coaches in here, right? Next we have text sheets. So the first one, put it in here. The second one in here. So high title, same thing, high title. Next we have top 10 players, put it in here. All-time winners ranking in here. Okay. And now we're going to add our logo. Same thing, you can find the link in the description. Double click on image to have Champions League logo. Apply. Okay, and we put it in here. One thing that we will change is this one. So we go to the worksheet, we copy, so go to text and that's that. Apply. Okay. We can, for example, change the size. Okay, so if you put 1850, okay. And now if we select the presentation mode, we get our final dashboard for UEFA Champions League. So that's it for this tutorial. I hope that you have learned new things. Thanks for watching and see you in next tutorial.